Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Tuesday, August 15th. We got a full slate on this Tuesday, a 14-game slate, I believe. So we got a lot of options today, a lot of pitching options, and definitely a lot of ways that we can go with the bats. Got some good bats you can pay up for today, but there are also a lot of value hitters to target as well. So I think this is a very interesting slate, multiple ways that you can go. Me personally, I'm really intrigued by the mid-range options at pitcher today. I don't think I'm going to be paying up for these 10K, 12K guys. I just really like the mid-range today. I like the value tier, and going with those mid-range and value tier options does give me a lot of salary to pay up for some good bats. Coors game is on this slate, so you know you want to get some exposure to that game. So I'm going to be looking to the mid-range for my pitchers, and then sort of fitting in some balanced bats, maybe a couple expensive guys, maybe some value bats. That's the way that I'm going to be looking to attack this slate. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so just looking at pitcher today, got a lot of studs, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 guys over 10K. I'm not going to be playing any of these guys. If there is one guy that I would play, it would definitely be Danny Salazar. I think if I would pay up, Salazar would be the guy that I would take. But the mid-range and the cheaper end is really where I'm looking today. There's two guys that stand out to me right under the 10K range that I really like. And the first guy is Alex Wood at 9,600, getting a matchup against the White Sox. I really like Alex Wood today, getting off of those 10K guys. I was expecting Wood to be a lot more expensive than just 9,600. I know he's been pretty mediocre as of late. In his last 3 games, he's only put up 17, 14, and 17 DraftKings points. But this matchup against the White Sox has to be one of the best matchups he's had in a long time. He definitely has a really good chance to get things going here. If you just look at Vegas lines, this White Sox team, they have an insane low total today, only 2.8 runs. And Wood, he is a minus 331 favorite, which is just insane. He should be pretty much locked in for a win if he's able to go 5 innings, which he obviously should. So I really like Alex Wood today. Although the White Sox are known to hit lefties well, this just isn't the same team that started off the year. They trade away some good players. So they're just not the offense that they used to be. They will strike out a lot as well. They do have a very high K rate versus lefties. So absolutely love Alex Wood today. The White Sox, they're going to be traveling to LA, to the National League. They're going to lose their DH. I think he's easily going to be able to get through this lineup. The only bat I would maybe be concerned with would be Jose Abreu, maybe Avisel Garcia. But other than that, pretty easy lineup to get through for Alex Wood. So I think he's going to pitch a good game here, and at just 9,600, love the price tag, love his potential to return value on that salary. So my SP1 today is going to be Alex Wood at 9,600, and then for my SP2, going to be going just a little bit cheaper under Wood, and I really like Dinelson Lamet at 8,500, getting a matchup against the Phillies. Lamet is another guy that I really like today at the mid-range. This matchup is really good for Lamet, a very good strikeout matchup. The Phillies, they will strike out a ton versus right-handed pitching. They're not really a good offense either. So Lamet is in a great spot here. He should easily be able to rack up some strikeouts. We know Lamet is a great strikeout pitcher. If you just look at through his Ks, through his last 10 games that he's pitched, 6-12, 5-8, 5-7, 6-7, 5-5. So Lamet, he's really consistent with the strikeouts. His lowest game this year was 5 strikeouts. On his highest, I believe, was 12. Yeah, I got 12 against Milwaukee. So Lamet, he has 10K potential. He could rack up 10-plus Ks here against this Phillies team. They will strike out a ton. So I really like Lamet here. Another thing, he's going to be pitching at home in San Diego. That ballpark is a nice ballpark for pitchers. So I think Lamet's in a great spot here. The strikeout potential is definitely there today. So if you're looking for an SP2 at the mid-range, definitely consider Dinelson Lamet for 8,500. When we go with Wood and Lamet as our 2 pitchers, that still leaves us nearly 4K remaining per player. So we do have some good salary to work with. There are a lot of value bats that we can definitely build around these 2 pitchers. But these 2 pitchers will allow us to get some expensive bats as well. So going with these 2 mid-range pitchers doesn't restrict us to just rostering value bats. Do have some salary to where we can fit in a stud or 2. And there is one stud hitter that I really like today that we'll get on to later in the video. But my first hitter is going to be at first base. I'm going to give 2 value plays and then Wood stud. So the first guy that I like at first base is a value play. That's Logan Morrison at 3,400, getting a matchup against Marco Estrada. I really like Logan Morrison's potential to hit a home run in this spot. If there is one thing that Marco Estrada struggles with, it is home runs and it is fly balls. If you look at his fly ball percentage to left-handed hitters, He's given up a 46.7% fly ball percentage, so pretty much half the balls that are put in play against Estrada versus lefties are fly balls. And if you look at his home run per 9 versus lefties, he will give up home runs, a 1.42 home run per 9 to left-handed hitters. So Logan Morrison is in a great spot here to hit a home run. And he also has some nice BVP backing up the stats as well. It is a nice sample size as well. He has seen Estrada 18 times, and in those 18 at-bats, Logan Morrison has 6 hits, so he's batting .333 against Estrada in 18 plate appearances. And in those 18 at-bats, he has 6 hits, and then 3 of those hits are home runs, so he has taken Estrada deep 3 times. So Morrison also has that going in his favor today as well. So I think he's in a great spot here. The Rays, they're getting a nice park upgrade. Going to Toronto, that is a pretty nice ballpark for hitters. So I really like Logan Morrison today for value. He's insanely cheap at just $3,400. A nice value play that you can consider today at first base. So if you're looking to go cheap at first base, definitely think you can consider Logan Morrison for $3,400. And then for my next play, going to be going to second base. Another value play that I absolutely love today is Jason Kipnis at just $3K, getting a matchup against Bartolo Colon. I think if you're going to pay up for pitcher today, Jason Kipnis has to be one of the guys you definitely need to target for one of your hitters for value. Yes, Kipnis has been pretty bad as of late. He hasn't really been producing, but his price is insanely cheap at just $3K. And if you give me a guy that has power, projected to bat leadoff versus Bartolo Colon for just $3K, then I'm absolutely in love with that. So Jason Kipnis, really like him at second base today for value, just $3K. The numbers don't need to tell you this, but Bartolo Colon, the dude's just not a good pitcher. So far this year to lefties, he's allowed a .367 WOBA to left-handed hitters. Bartolo also gives up a lot of home runs, a 1.57 home run per 9 to left-handed hitters. And he only has a 13% K rate versus lefties, so he doesn't strike anybody out, which is great for Kipnis to put the ball in play, since Bartolo doesn't strike anybody out. When lefties are putting the ball in play versus Bartolo, it's just a lot of medium and hard contact, hardly any soft contact. 43% medium contact and nearly 42% hard contact to lefties. So lefties have just been killing Bartolo all year, and I don't think anything's going to change here. Love the Indians today as a stack. Have to be one of the top stacks today. I know Bartolo has kind of pitched well as of late, but I'm not buying into that. I'm still going to stack against this guy. He's just not a good pitcher, so really like the Indians today. They have a nice total at 5.2 runs. And looking through their lineup, a lot of their bats are pretty mid-range when it comes to price. You're not really having to pay much of a premium for these guys. Like I said, love Kipnis today, projected to bat leadoff. He's only $3K. Lindor's only 4.4. Ramirez 4.5. Encarnacion's only 4.5. So just a lot of mid-range prices. So you're not really having to pay high amounts for these guys. So if you go with these two mid-range pitchers, Wood and Lamet, you can still fit in plenty of Indians bats. So I'm definitely going to be looking to get some exposure to that offense with Jason Kipnis today at just $3K. And then for my final play, we're going to be going to the outfield. My favorite stud play, I guess you could say, on the slate is Nelson Cruz for $5,200, getting a matchup against Wade Miley. Anytime we get Nelson Cruz versus the lefty, Cruz has to be into consideration, and especially given this matchup against Miley, a very bad lefty, a lefty that will give up home runs and a lot of hard contact. Really like Nelson Cruz today. He's really expensive at $5,200. That does seem like a lot to pay for him. But since we went with Wood and Lamet as our two pitchers, and we went with those two $3K value plays, we do have the salary to where we can fit in Nelly Cruz. So I absolutely love him today at the outfield. If you just look at how Wade Miley does versus right-handed hitters, he hasn't fared well this year. 366 WOBA to righties, and also a lot of home runs, a 1.54 home run per 9 to right-handed hitters. The hard contact also been there, 50% medium contact and 33% hard contact. So righties have been killing Wade Miley all year, and I don't think anything's going to change here. Really like Nelson Cruz today. If you're looking for a stud that you can pay it for, you should definitely be considering him for $5,200. The dude just mashes lefties. Going up against Wade Miley, a very bad lefty. Cruz should have a monster game here, so really like him at the outfield for $5,200. And yeah, so these are my 5 plays for tonight, guys. I went with Alex Wood, then Nelson Lamet, Logan Morrison, Jason Kipnis, and Nelson Cruz. When we plug these 5 guys in our lineup, that still leaves us over $4K remaining per player. So we do have some really good salary to work with. You shouldn't have a problem building a lineup around this 5. Or if you want to get my full lineup, then be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. My lineups are $5 a day, or you can get a week of lineups for $25. So message me on Twitter if you are interested in that. Or if you just have any questions about the slate, or you need to ask me something, you can contact me on Twitter as well at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I do upload these videos pretty much every day, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. And if you never want to miss out on any videos, if you scroll down to where the subscribe button is, there is a little bell icon. If you click that bell, that'll actually notify you every time I upload. So be sure to do that as well if you never want to miss out on any videos. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.